Hello guys, I just want to talk a little bit more about IA. So this is the sample IA that I've shared with you guys. Today I want to talk about the tools and theory. So you need to pick at least three parts. It's called here under theoretical framework. Essentially, it's the tools, techniques, and theories that you use to help explain the problem or challenge you're facing and come up with the solutions for the problem. So basically, you should be already thinking about what sort of tools or theory you're going to use. And then once you've done your primary research and you've analyzed your data, then you can really work out how to integrate these three into your IA. So this guy used these three theories. Let's just explain why he used it. I mean, Lewin's force, he or she actually, Lewin's force field analysis. This is about change, is a tool about change. Here, we explored the restraining and driving forces of the introduction to online lessons and their effects on the firm. So remember, this was about, should they introduce online classes? So it was recommending a change. This is a good tool for helping you analyze the change. We'll have a look at it a little bit more in a second. Then the ratio analysis, just bringing in some finance. Basically working here, there's a logic why. This is working out whether it's feasible to introduce the online lessons. And then the fishbone diagram is showing the causes and effects of the communication problem faced by the firm and analyzing whether online lessons would improve or exacerbate these issues. So this is just in the research proposal where they have these three tools listed. We'll go on to the main into the main work of this IA and see how they use these. I mean, key thing, it's not just about doing these tools. It's essentially how you analyze afterwards. And you'll see what I mean in a second. Before that, I just want to look at the cognitive. Cognitive, remember, this is the use of tools, techniques, and theories. There's 3 marks for this. It's under criterion C in your IA. There's 3 marks out of 25 for this. Basically, you're tasked with the fact of, you know, do you show a good understanding of the tools, techniques, and theory, and were they well applied? So to get the 3 marks, you need to show you understand these tools, theories, and techniques, and that you're able to apply them to this case. Now, the sample IA scored 3 out of 3, and we'll talk through why that is. So here's some of the tools. So in addition, the guy, the Hong Kong shooters, they used the fishbone, Lewin, and some financial ones. Here's some other tools you can use: the SWOT, the marketing mix, investment appraisal. Remember this from finance. Different leadership theories, communication theories, motivational theories. You know, communication theory, these are, you know, it's quite, it's basically just talking about how, what does good communication look like? We didn't do communication theories, or in the course, communication theories is not covered to the same extent as leadership or motivational, but you can still apply it here. TQM, total quality management, budgeting, Steeple, BCG matrix, decision tree, ANSOF, benchmarking, so basically comparing one organization to another, and also organizational charts. So, you know, depending on the problem you're facing or you're looking at, you need to work out which tools can work out best, and we'll take that in our individual discussion. Read through the cognitive. There's a few bits about what they advise, you know, what type of tools, but I'll just go straight into the sample. So we skip on, and we'll go under. So you'll notice where this is the title. So then we've exactly all this stuff written out. It's under your analysis and evaluation, where you apply your tools. So what do you do? I mean, first, you know, this is a nice straightforward explanation. We're going to use the force field. This is why we're using it. And then we just explain how it works. Each factor ranked out of 5. And then this is a good example. I mean, this guy basically puts the different reasons for and against change and gives them a rank of up to 5. And then just comes up with an overall conclusion. So this basically helps form the decision. So the fact that there's 30 versus 24, this means that the force field is going to recommend that they introduce the online. You'll notice what he does here, he gives a bit of an explanation of why, for some of the key points, why he gives, say, 5 out of 5, or why for each of these. And then basically the first 4 or 5 paragraphs here are explaining some of the individual factors, and the last one here is just explaining overall the conclusion of the force field. So, I mean, I think this is quite a basic approach that the guy took. There's no rocket science here, just basically did the force field and then, you know, explained, you know, basically explained why each part got different points, and then just a bit of discussion around the conclusions from this. If we go on the financial ratio, again, this is done quite basic. You know, he just listed what the ratios were, and then put the numbers in from his secondary research and gave some conclusions. So he discussed what's the implication of the gross profit margin. What does this mean for if we introduce online lessons? And then the same with the current ratio, and the same then, and then kind of a mini conclusion as well. And the last one, the fishbone diagram. Now, what I like about how he used the fishbone diagram, he links in the fact that when he did his interviews and so on, he came up with this. He found out that there was a big problem for the company, and something that was going to step in the way of whether these online lessons are going to be successful is this lack of coordination and communication issues. And then he used the fishbone diagram to find out what is the real cause of this. So he does the fishbone, and then we have a brief 1 or 2 paragraphs on a mini conclusion on that. So the key point, I mean, what should you consider? You know, there's a whole lot of tools you should use, or that you can use, tools, theories, etc. Think about what your problem is, have about 3 of these, and be able to write up about them. So you need to be able to explain, you need to be able to show that you understand the tool you're using, you need to be able to show that you can apply it to the business. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys in the individual discussions on this as well. Thank you.